sometimes people are moonlighting because they want to follow their passion. They want
Okay.
to pursue a hobby. They want to learn new skills. So there are so many reasons people are moonlighting.
I think that's a very valid point that you have put forth is, teachers back in our school days. They were actually teaching and they were taking tuitions as well. So I really like that point.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I also think that, see, I mostly feel that it's all about, mostly about the finances, because if a company is paying them well, I don't see a
Mhm.
need that people would look for another job or they would look for another opportunity, or they have to take out extra time or additional time to work somewhere else just to fulfill their needs or to maintain their lifestyle, right? Because people have
Sure.
more expenses than what they are really earning. That's what people
Mhm.
do. They set more liabilities in their life, right? And also it's about the responsibilities that they have. Plus
Mhm.
I also feel, I mean, that's my opinion, that companies, some companies, I would not say all the companies, I feel some companies do not pay much as compared to the amount of skill sets that they have. So what do you think about that? I mean, that's my opinion, as I mentioned.
Yes, sure thing. It is about finances
Mm-hmm.
majorly, because people now have a social responsibilities. They have a they have a lifestyle to maintain. So
Mm-hmm.
people are inclined towards more and more financial opportunities. And
Right.
you said very correctly that if they have job satisfaction, if they have financial security, they would not look for another options. Who
Correct.
wouldn't want to relax in their spare time? They are working double shifts, they are working extra hours, they are cutting down on their sleeps, on their fun and everything, because they need more financial security.
Right. Absolutely. Maybe I would also like to hear from any of the listeners that what is your take on moonlighting? Like as Nikita mentioned, it's nothing new. We've been seeing our teachers doing this right from our childhood, but somehow, some things go trending in the market because of a few reasons. Right now, Wipro is one of the main reasons why it's in a hype. So I would like to hear from you, what are your thoughts? Why people are moonlighting? Anyone? You can use the react button and you can maybe uh, raise your hand so I can give you the access to speak. I know we are the speakers, yes, but maybe you can also be one of the speakers. Just your thoughts, a quick thought. Anyone? No? None? Okay. Fair enough. Not a problem. So, Nikita, let's just continue with the same. Now, I also believe that it is also something to do with career, right? Now, recently I had been through a post of Ankur Variko, right? I mean, he is an
Mm-hmm.
amazing content creator, I would say. He pinpoints some of the very basic and regular content, right? How can you do this, how can you do that? uh, Prasad has something to speak. Give me a second, I'll just give you the access. Prasad.
Yeah.
Hi Prasad.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Amazing. I'm good, thank you. Yes, you have something to say, please.
Moonlighting is just because of earning money in second way also.
Second source of income.
Yes, yes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I agree to that because, as I've mentioned, because people have more liabilities in their life. Majority of the people, the smart people, they don't like liabilities, right? They keep assets, and not everyone is financially educated, right? So I think also to fulfill their lifestyle, their needs, the responsibilities, to take care of the responsibilities, they, yes, they kind of have more they need more money. And I think human beings are one needy creatures already. Like we need more, give us more. So that's a different concept altogether. But yes, Prasad, as you rightly mentioned, I completely agree with that. Is there anything else?
Yes.
Yes, you have more to put? Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Prasad. That was really nice hearing from you. Right. So, Nikita, quickly, as I was just saying, that Ankur Warikoo, he's one of the good, or I think his content is really amazing what he puts. So recently I saw his post. He encourages his employees to actually do moonlighting. Okay, the reason being, he had put down a couple of points. I remember one of them, so that people can work on different skill sets, because maybe they will not be able to learn everything from one place, right? So he
Right.
gives them an opportunity to go around, do moonlighting, and to work somewhere else as well, right? I would also I'm trying to recall what exactly the other points did he mention, but I think he allows. So what do you think when he's allowing the other his employees? Do you think his business won't be having any impact?
See, very good question, Tushna. And this will also answer so many confusions that people have, that even the moonlighting is legal or ethical or not.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it is not about legality or ethical issues. There are so many companies in India which allows moonlighting. Okay. But within the terms and conditions. So I'll tell you, Swiggy also allows moonlighting.
Oh, does they?
Yes,
Okay.
they do. You can inform them that you are working in this company apart from Swiggy. So they have few terms and conditions which are not much. The first of few are like it should be outside of work hours, of course. The business working with haven't been in the clash with Swiggy business. Okay, means like Swiggy में जो काम कर रहा है वो Zomato पे नहीं काम कर सकता.
Uh-huh.
The
Right.
same class business, right?
Right.
And they need internal approval.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so
Right.
yes, there are so many companies who allows moonlighting because of the few reasons that you said. Yes, skills.
Yes.
They learn new skills. They learn time management. But as we say, there are always two sides of the coin.
Correct.
It also hampers the productivity
Absolutely.
for both the companies.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
because as a human, you cannot work around like 16 hours, 17 hours. You will not be productive. Your brain will not be productive.
Absolutely.
It's not to do something with, you are hard working or whatever. Your human body cannot take it.
Right. I also believe that, for example, if I am at Ankur Warikoo's place and if I am allowing my employees to maybe do moonlighting, right? I think that will also kind of build a trust between me and the employees, because I am giving them the leverage, okay? Plus, I'm also
Right.
expecting them that, okay, do let me know where you're working, right? So they come, they share, okay, you know what, I am doing this. I'm having a problem there. Do you think you will be able to help me? So I think a trust is also built here, and because of which the employees enjoy working. I understand that working in long hours become very difficult. It hampers the productivity. But then I think it also builds a trust, and because of which the employees are willing to give more to the business. What do you think?
Right, exactly. As you said, and according to a survey, 54% of employees strongly agree that India faces a shortage of skill sets.
Right.
We have a huge youth crowd, but skilled youth in India is still not up to the mark.
Right.
Okay, कंपनीज वो मजाक में बोलते हैं ना कि फ्रेशर भी अगर जॉब पे जाता है तो दे नीड एक्सपीरियंस. From where they would get experience? They're just out of college. If every company is hiring experienced people, where will the freshers go? Right?
Right.
So, yeah, these are the more reasons, which the skilled people, they get more opportunities easily. They can be hired with two companies, three companies. There was this article I was reading about moonlighting,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this guy who was working 7 companies,
Seven
who was
companies.
literally working 7 companies at a time.
Wow. So it's his own
And
company, or
he
he's
started,
working as a,
no,
as a...
no, it wasn't his own company. He was employed by 7 companies.
Oh boy. Wow.
So he was working for about 16 hours, and
Uh-huh.
he was only giving 20% of his day to these companies, only to show that, the task is done. So if the deadline was for about 2 days or 3 days, he was working for 7 companies and was doing the same task for about 6 days or 7 days.
Wow. That's a lot. Seven companies is
Yes,
a lot. That's okay. That's funny because I don't know. I don't think so. He is okay. There are two concepts here, right? So I would say, so I believe in focusing on one thing and putting just 100% there, right? Rather than
right,
dividing my task and putting like 100, 20, 20, 20, 20. Because, right, as you mentioned, that he was taking 6 days to complete a task. Now, I
correct,
don't believe, because that's not being productive, you're not being constructive. You will be exhausted by the time your weekend is approaching, or by the time you finish that project. And that's not how you lead your life. I mean, I don't think so that's an ideal way of how you work or how you live your life. I believe just focus one place, one thing, 100%, and that's it. That's how you grow, right? Rather than doing like 10 different things and putting 10% everywhere, right?
right, exactly. So that
Listeners,
is why, people say, employers said that moonlighting is not a long-term process.
right?
It's not something that you can do long term because of so many constraints, your productivity constraint, your physical strength constraint, and there are so many things. So
Absolutely.
moonlighting is not a long term backup what you're thinking of.
Absolutely. I would like to know from listeners, maybe anyone wants to put their thoughts in here, anyone wants to say something, anyone. The moment I ask people to say, they kind of disappear from my listener list. I don't know why. It's okay. Don't be shy to, speak. We are just here to discuss. I'm just picking up points that's just like a regular discussion. It's your thoughts. No one's here to judge. I mean, you can support it or you can be against it. Everyone has their own set of opinions. So I would like to know maybe your thoughts. And you might be thinking about or looking at this in a different way. You might have a different perspective, and that might help me to learn a new thing. Why not? So, anyone, I would really encourage you to speak. Chintan, there's Brinda, there's Siddharth, Ashmantak, RB, Yadav, Deepali, Tony, Vivek. So we had more listeners, Nikita. You saw? I just asked a question and three of them
Yeah.
dropped off.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Sharvil is also here. Anyone would like to put their thoughts? Anyone? No? Okay. Okay. All right, Nikita. So going on to the
Yeah.
next point here, which is very much aligned with moonlighting, because that is why I believe moonlighting affects the career growth, right? So
Yes,
it
absolutely.
definitely does, because as I was talking about the productivity, right? If your productivity is hampered, then how do you really feel or really think that you'll get another opportunity, or you'll get promotions, you'll get better salary? That won't happen if you are switching, or you'll have multiple job roles. So I believe that when you stick to one thing at a time, then you will grow much more. And then by, whenever you're trying to retire, or whenever you are trying to leave the industry and you want to settle down somewhere and have a peaceful life, you can do that. I mean, generating multiple source of income does not really mean that you have to work in like 7 or 10 different companies, correct? So
Yes.
what is your take on career growth, which is as I mentioned, which is affecting, or moonlighting is affecting career growth, or career growth affects moonlighting? I can put it both in the same
Yes.
way. What do you
So,
think?
Tushna, basically, I would like to add that, people are running after money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're not running after skills. They
Yeah.
don't realize that, they can moonlight right now. Okay, they can do 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a time right now. But after a certain time, they'll have to fix to a primary job.
Mm-hmm.
But they have lost that time and energy to learn some skill which will actually help them in a long term journey.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
they've lost the time where they could have learned by the experience, by the skills they would need over the life, over the career of their lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that's why I would love to introduce Level Up Bharat to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We are coming up with an educational awareness program for youths. Okay.
Wow.
So our aim is to reach more and more students and strengthen our country's youth financially and also career wise. We are here to change the mindset of people. You
Right.
know, we are here to change the mindset of youth, because since school and colleges, what people, what around us teach us, no, नौकरी मिल जाएगी, कमाना है, that's it.
Mm.
स्कूल हो गया, ग्रेजुएशन हो गया, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन हो गया, नौकरी मिल गई, that's it, that's the end. But nobody teaches you that what skills would you need to go ahead in that job.
Mm.
Only theories, only hard skills will get you a job, but will not take you ahead of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people who are doing the same course.
Mm.
What you have in it you that makes you stand out in the crowd,
Right.
that will take you to take the initiative to people to notice you,
Mm-hmm.
people doesn't realize that people are not giving that weightage to soft skills, to those skills which are actually required in this corporate world.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. I think they live in an assumption that, okay, you know what, we leave the college and we start getting like 25 lakh salary or pay scale, and that's the kind of attitude students carry. And then also, students have the mindset that, okay, they only need to work in, well-known companies like maybe Infosys, TCS, right? They don't know how they would really level up like struggling phase, right? I think it's very important that they should understand that what struggle is, right? They need to start low. They need to start from learning and not from earning,
Correct,
right?
exactly. Also, I'll like to add, Tushna, it's not about that people don't realize.
Mm.
People, we have a certain mindset around our society na, that people cannot decide at the first place that are they actually for the job life or they want to do a startup.
Right,
Making decision between these two is real tough,
right.
and we lose skilled people over it. जिसको जॉब करना है वो स्टार्टअप शुरू कर देता है, जिसको स्टार्टअप शुरू करना चाहिए वो जॉब शुरू कर देता है.
True, 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 true. मुझे लगता है, or I feel that the problem with the youth is, number one, they like to go, or they like to follow people. They don't know
Correct.
what is their capabilities or what is their skill sets. Like for example, I would say that someone might be or must be good with maybe accounting, right? But just because someone has told that IT is the new market, they would probably go for IT courses or IT degrees, right? And they would
Correct.
keep accounting on the side, so they would focus on
I'll
something
give you
else.
a same example. There are so many engineers who, did their branch like mechanical, electrical, but they are all still doing coding. At the end, they are doing coding. They're into softwares. Why? Because everybody told them that, you'll earn money from this. You'll not get job or you'll not get good earning in the electrical field or mechanical field.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So I feel that there is so much room here that the students need to be educated the right way. And I think we can't even blame the education system. So I had recently made a video where I spoke. There's a very interesting fact here, right? We are living in the 21st century, right? Whereas if you see the teachers or trainers who are teaching are from the 20th century, okay, and the
Right.
curriculum which is followed right now is from the 19th century,
Yeah.
right? So I don't see that even these are leveled up. So there is a
Correct.
room that everything needs to level up, right from the mindset of the people. Now
Yes,
I have
yes.
also seen parents that they start putting pressure on the students, saying that, okay, you should do this, you should that, don't do this, don't do that. They don't allow them to explore, they don't allow them to even figure out themselves, maybe, so
They
that's
doesn't identify their potential.
absolutely,
They have
absolutely.
no idea about their potential. What are their skill set? Nobody gave the room to identify it, to calculate it, to analyze it. Nobody gave them.
I know, I know. In fact, I would say that one of my experience that I would like to share is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a model, okay? And that was like
Mhm.
when I was a year or two, people used to ask me that, what do you want to do when you grow up? The typical questions that people ask
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
So back in 90s, people used to ask their kids that, what will you be? And the typical
Mhm.
advice that parents give to their kids is, either doctor, engineer, lawyer, or you get out of the house. Okay.
Right.
So I'm glad that my parents didn't teach me that, but then I wanted to be a model. So I used to kind of do ramp walking, wearing oversized clothes of my mother and my aunt. I used to just go out on the streets wearing those clothes, which was very funny. And
Mm-hmm.
but I never got a chance, or I did not have anyone's back that who will tell me that, okay, you know what, Tushna, go do modeling, I've got your back. you know I did that
Mm-hmm.
on my own. I had to take my own stand. So when I was in UK, obviously I did there, but everyone has a very different perspective about every profession, I would say. They judge the
Right.
profession. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
dance, modeling, these were like, from the childhood I had this craze about it. So
Mm-hmm.
for my parents or my family, it was like, these industries are not good.
Mm-hmm.
You won't earn in this industry, right? There is no life, you are not secured. So these are the kind of
Correct.
inputs that I got, so I had to change my mind then, right? Then
Sure.
then I had my first startup. Oh, my first startup was one, what will I say, it was a Mahabharat in my house, so it was like complete chaos. uh,
Right.
they were like, you don't know how to do a business, we are not from business background, because I come from a Bengali background family. And in my
Mm-hmm.
family, it's all, doctors and lawyers. There are people in the army, mostly doctors, and they're in very good positions, I would say. But
Right.
business, you can't do business. You cannot do it, because the only reason I could get from them was that there is no security. So I asked them,
Correct.
okay, what do you mean by security? Security for them was that you do not have insurance, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
salary, you cannot
Mm-hmm.
expect anything, like PF, you don't have PF,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have this, you don't have that. So I understood it's all about the finances here,
Correct.
right? But
Right.
I had to fight, because see, I was like, okay, let me do my thing, don't get in between,
Mm-hmm.
let me fail, right? And my dad was, the princess thing, he used to treat me like that, but I came out very different somehow. So
Mm-hmm.
there was debates in the house, and there was a lot of things which was going on, but I can actually relate with it. But then because of that, I never got a chance to explore what's best for me, because I was told by them that what's good for me or what's not them exactly, but my uncle or relatives. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel that yes, even the students and the youth should be told that, okay, you know what, work on yourself first before you listen to others,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely. So, when I say about the Level Up Bharat, so we are coming up with two programs basically, Tushna,
Wow, okay.
which will clarify the youth and which will help youth to decide that what exactly they want.
Mm-hmm.
So we are coming up with two workshops where we have like those who want to pursue job,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have a different set of crowd, They will have a different content, they'll have a different workshop related things. And those who want to pursue startup,
Oh, that's interesting.
yes, so it is a bespoke program for both the streams and very different. Because what happens, everyone is doing workshop and they all sit there and they have no clue.
Right.
They're like आधे टॉपिक्स में मेरे को तो ये करना नहीं है, आधे टॉपिक्स में मेरे को तो ये करना नहीं है.
Hmm.
Right? So we have come up with a curated program where the job related students can have their set of interests. They can ask me questions related to what stories they have, what are the struggles they're facing, what are their questions. They can ask me that. And we have a different set of program for entrepreneurship.
Wow, that's interesting. So, have you
Yes.
already launched it or you will be launching it?
Yes. No, we have already launched it. We did our first workshop last weekend and we
Alright.
had good response to that.
That's
So
amazing.
we have come up with a workshop. We have already launched it, and we are also in pipeline of launching a masterclass, which will be of 3 days. So workshop will be of about 2 hours,
Understood.
but the masterclass will be of 3 days. So
Understood.
when they want to go in depth, they want to learn things in detail, they can join our masterclass.
Right. So, what is the kind of audience that you're looking for? What would be the age group? Like, which standard students would be able to join you?
Yes, so we are looking for mainly 18 to 25.
Uh-huh.
The people who are getting out, looking for job, or want to do a startup but don't know from where to start, how to start, what is the first step they should take. You know, even in the job, they don't realize they have a mindset कि बैकवेंचर है तो हमको उसी लेवल का जॉब मिलेगा,
Hmm.
स्कॉलर को पैकेज ज्यादा मिलेगा.
Hmm.
But this doesn't go that way. Okay. If you have hard skills as well as soft skills, if you know how to communicate your ideas, if you know how to take initiatives, how to stand out in the crowd, you can get promoted rather than कि आपके क्या marks थे.
Right.
Despite that,
Right.
you know. So people need to realize these basic things. Nobody tells them. Everybody is running after grades and package and their lifestyle and perks and insurance that you talked about.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So, is this offline or is it online?
This is online.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. So I hope that you get a very good response, and I'm sure you will, honestly, because you're doing a great job, and this is one of the first kind of business model or the business that I have really come across, because I have seen many institutes who are trying to train the students, right? But I feel most of the institutes here in the market are running behind money, and that is where
Correct.
they kind of lose their identity or the brand. Because according to me, when you are training students, you need to understand the mindset, and you need to come up with something that is real, right? And you are trying to solve a problem here, right? And it's a big problem, because they are the youth of our country. If the youth is not guided well, and if you're only focusing on money, then obviously we will be missing out on a lot. So I think that's very important that we stay aligned. And what you're doing, especially having two different set of programs like entrepreneurship and the other one was for job, right?
Yes,
Right.
correct.
So for job, I think that's a very good way of helping students out. So
Also, I would like to add,
yes,
Tushnaa,
yes.
that the workshop we are doing,
Mm-hmm.
so it is not a typical workshop. It is not like a literal workshop ki, people have set expectation ki job ka workshop hai to resume likhna sikhayenge and all that.
Uh-huh.
No, it has a very different insight. When
Right.
people join, you can see it has a very different insight than what they have in the market right now.
Understood. That's interesting. So I think that it's mostly uh you know it's related to the topics, but you are asking them to execute, right? Execution is also there.
Exactly. We are putting them forward.
Okay.
We are not just giving them theory gyan. We are trying to make youth analyze themselves and what skills they have and what skills do they need. The
Right.
very basic step, the very first step is to analyze yourself.
Yeah, that's so
What
important.
exactly do you need to get there,
Mm.
to be successful?
Very important. Very important. Because
Not to run behind the crowd.
yes, yes. I think again coming back to Ankur Wariko's content. So there was with this one video that I had seen that he was in a discussion with one of the ladies, and she was 40, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she realized her skills at the age of 40,
Yes.
and then she started working on it. Now see, there is, I don't think so there is a problem that you realize your skills at the age of 10, 20, or 40, but I think the time is the constraint here, right? If we lose the time, if we lose the precious time, then we are losing everything. And it also about the responsibilities that we have when we are young.
Yes,
We
exactly.
are not married, we can take risks, we can jump here and there, we can do whatever we want, we can spread across. But then I believe that when we do not have, or when we have responsibilities, I would say, then we cannot think only about us, then we need to think about the people around us. We need to be very considerate, right?
Absolutely. So this also focuses on the mindset.
Right.
बचपन से वही mindset में हम लोगों को सिखाया जाता है.
Hmm.
So we only see that.
Hmm.
We were never told to see outside of the box.
Hmm.
Every parent, every teacher told us that, be secure, have a
Hmm.
job security.
Correct.
And for us, the job security means money. That's
Hmm.
all.
Correct.
Nobody is talking, nobody is prioritizing the skills you need to go ahead. Nobody is prioritizing your job satisfaction. Nobody is prioritizing your happiness.
Right.
It's only the money,
Right.
which comes along that, people are moonlighting and doing double shifts.
Hmm. Another thing, Nikita, maybe this is what my observation is so far. Since I have been a speaker with many colleges, I've interacted with students. I feel they also lack with life skills, which also
Mm-hmm.
include the thought process,
Correct.
the mental growth. So for example, I would say that during the pandemic, right, students
Mm-hmm.
just freaked out. They freaked out
Yes.
because even employees freaked out, I understand companies freaked out. But then the people who are stable with their mental health or with the thought process or the mindset, I think they will always win in life, because no matter what, you will be always able to think in a positive way. You will understand and you will analyze things that's going around, and accordingly you will take actions. So I believe that if it's inculcated in students from the right the beginning, then I think that they would win in life. Because for example, if I have money today, I will be
Mm-hmm.
happy. I'll be able to do anything. I can spend wherever I can. But what if tomorrow there's pandemic again and I don't have money, right?
Correct.
If I'm able to handle myself at that point of time, if I'm able to work on me, and I'm able to work positively, then I feel that that will be the best thing a person can get, and that is having a good mindset and creating a positive mindset for him or her, right? I think Ashmantak has
Absolutely.
something to say here. Just a second. Ashmantak, I'm trying to allow you to speak, but somehow it's not going through. Give me a second. Yes. Hello, Ashmantak.
He dropped off. I think maybe some network issue or something like that.
Right. So, as I was saying, Nikita, I
Mm-hmm.
believe the mindset is equally important as the skills, right? What do you think?
Correct. Absolutely. For example, I'll tell you, as I was talking about the mindset before, that people are running, towards money, chasing money and everything. But nobody taught them that how to manage their finances.
Yeah.
Okay, they are earning 1 lakh.
Mm.
Now, what to do with that 1 lakh?
Absolutely.
How to invest? How to save? How much to expend?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's teaching them that.
Yeah.
And even if they are earning a lot and a lot, after few years they're like, I don't have any money.
Right.
I don't have any backup.
Right.
So even the financial part, even the financial training we are introducing in Level Up Bharat.
That's amazing. That's amazing because I believe that's one of the things that they need to know. They need to know investments. They need to know how to make money out of money, right? Because they know
Correct.
how to spend for sure. I mean, everyone knows how to spend, but earning is the most difficult part in our life. We, in this age at least, we understand that how difficult it is to earn that 1 rupees which is there in our account. Whereas being a student, we don't even value money at all, right? Once they
Absolutely.
start earning, they start understanding the value, but not that much because they don't know how valuable that money or that salary is. All they know is, okay, this money will come back again next month, so fair enough, let's just spend it.
They have no concept of investment as of now. Nobody is teaching them that how to invest at their graduation level or when they're starting. You know,
True.
they realize that they need financial advice when they are about 35 or 40.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
There are so many people who are very good at investment and they have retired at the age of 32 and 35 because they have financial security from the investments that they can lead their life, they can maintain their lifestyle for the rest
Agreed.
of their life.
Agreed. I so agree with it. Yes. Anyone from the listeners want to say anything about this? I mean, we've had a lot of things discussed today. So anyone wants to put their thoughts here or say something about what do you think? Yes, Vivek, amazing. We have someone to speak finally. Hello, Vivek. Vivek, you're on mute. Hello, Vivek? You're on mute. You need to unmute yourself. All right, he might have some audio issues probably
Yeah.
or connectivity. I'm not sure. Vivek, are we audible to you? Maybe use the react button so that we know that you're there and you're able to hear us as well. Okay, someone is asking to speak. Chintan, I will allow you.
Hi,
Hi,
Tushnaa
Chintan.
and Nikita. Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Chintan.
Chintan.
Yeah, hi. First and foremost, a big thanks to both of you for having such a session. I mean, such an insightful session. To be honest, like it's pretty much eye-opening, an eye-opener for most of us.
Thank you, Chintan.
And yeah, and just to I want to shed my light on two particular things. Like first, we talked a lot about moonlighting. So through my experience, of almost more than a decade, I understood like moonlighting. The kind of people involved in moonlighting can be divided into four groups of people. First section of people are those who are so much, so workaholics that they want as much work to be done throughout the day. That they value their time so much that they want to work as much as possible
Right.
during the course of 24 hours.
Right.
So workaholics is the first section of people. Second section of people are those who want financial freedom and who want to have maybe multiple businesses or multiple jobs going at the same time and as much financial freedom possible.
Right.
So that is the second section of people. Third section of people, I would say those who do not want to do moonlighting, but somehow they have built such relations with clients that they just for the sake of maintaining the client relationship, they are doing moonlighting. I mean, they are having a great amount of pressure and or stress to deal with moonlighting, but still they have to do it just to fulfill the requirements of clients. So that is the third section of people that I believe. And fourth section, I would say, people who are so much fed up of their personal lives that they want to get involved in as much work as possible. So
Absolutely.
that might sound filmy, but that's what I've seen, in
Yeah.
my experience.
Yeah.
So
Nana.
yeah, but I personally feel I am a big promoter of moonlighting because
Right.
I'm doing 3 to 4 things at a time. Of course, not the same thing. Like I'm into content writing, social media marketing. I'm into crypto investing and NFT
Wow.
creation and a lot of things. So I'm doing, yeah. So but the thing is, like, it is not taking a toll on my physical or mental health. It's because I like those things. That's why I'm doing. It's not because due to any of the four reasons that I've discussed. So
That's
that is one
amazing.
thing. And second thing, you both like rightly pointed about the investing thing. In India, the major problem with all of us is, there is no free education or no free medical facilities available for
Right.
us. Like, unlike, US or other countries where
Right.
medical attention is also free of cost, where education is also free of cost. So we
Right.
have to bear cost of all those things. And medical and education are the biggest cost in anybody's lives. Like,
Right.
those two are inevitable cost. You can't avoid at anyhow. Like, so
Right.
because of that, moonlighting has been so much predominant here, specifically in our country. And I mean, if I really want to say that if people can enjoy doing multiple things, doing multitasking, then it's a good thing. But if it is taking a toll on their personal health, or personal lives, or something similar to that, then I think it should be avoided completely, and just focus on one thing, which that particular person likes the most.
Right.
So yeah, so this is what my I wanted to share these thoughts of. Yeah.
Amazing, Chintan. That's amazing. And I really love your points. I absolutely agree with your points as well. Just one thing here, I would say about the education, right, that you mentioned. So you mentioned
Yeah.
that I think we have free education, but I'll tell you what, people are more towards the brand here, right? मेरा बेटा बिशॉप्स जाएगा, मेरा बेटा symbiosis जाएगा, right? You getting my point?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
whereas
Yes.
there, the education quality, I cannot say it's poor or very good, because even if you go to a school which is maybe next to you and उसका नाम ही नहीं है, but then maybe the education there will be 10 times better than what they are teaching in symbiosis, because I'll tell you
Yeah.
this, the curriculum will be the same. I think it's about the motivation, it's about the other aspects. So I'll tell you, there's this army school, and there are these, government schools. They teach mindset. They are literally teaching students and telling students, go do that and then come back. But in major schools, I'll tell you what happens.
Yeah.
They'll be like, चलो 1 लाख पे करो, लैपटॉप चाहिए, यू नो हमको घूमने जाना है, 30,000 पे करो.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all about money here, but it's not about the education in these
Absolutely. Yes.
brands. So I think that's the
Yeah.
problem, because
But
people are not. Yeah, go on.
no, I was just saying that still, you are absolutely, whatever you said is absolutely right. But still, in I think most of the cities, I don't think, find any kind of free education. I mean, even in government schools, if I say, there, of course, the fees are minimal, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, not completely free education. I mean,
Right.
very less. Probably very less cities or towns it might be, but
Yes.
in most cases. But you might be right. I mean, I'm not particularly aware of the entire country, so you might be right in that.
No, yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree with that fact. Whatever you mentioned, I'm not saying no. Gaurav also has something to say. Let me allow him as well. So, wow, I'm liking this now. Yes, Gaurav. Hello, Gaurav? You're on mute. Gaurav? Gaurav, you're on mute. Oh, yes.
Guys, can you hear me now?
Hey, yes, Gaurav. How are you?
Oh, I don't know if I've lost you guys now.
Okay.
No, we can hear you, Gaurav. Please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Just a moment.
Sure.
I guess you guys can hear me now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I saw the post on LinkedIn and I thought of joining in today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what caught my attention was the topic of discussion. I mean, uh, the word career growth and moonlighting, which was mentioned. So I've spent quite a few years in my life doing moonlighting.
I
To be
see.
very honest, I had a high paying job, and that is when I actually ended up getting into moonlighting as well.
Right.
I have my own perspective about moonlighting. I heard Chintan speak about it. I heard Nikita and Tanusha,
Tushna.
Tushana
Tushna.
have a discussion around it. Um, but what I understand uh, from the generic perspective is everyone is sort of entitled to have that opinion about it. It works for some people, it
Right.
works wonders for some people, and it does not work for a lot of people.
Right.
So it's about understanding that niche about your own self and trying to understand what works for you, and then taking it up as a moonlighting thing. Doing anything that comes randomly, I think that's something that is not what you should be looking at. And I think getting I mean, from whatever little that I've heard about the workshop from Nikita, I understand that there's a lot of insights that are going to be put across the table for the attendees to sort of understand what exactly is to be assessed
Right.
while you are thinking from a career growth perspective.
Hmm.
All the small things. I mean, it could be as simple as taking a low pay job but ensuring you're doing what you like. I think those points would be covered, and therefore, I mean, I am personally pretty keen at attending the workshop. While I don't fall in the bracket of the age group mentioned, but for understanding, see, I keep hiring a lot of people, so
Right.
for me to sort of understand how the next lot is coming in, what's their thought process like, I would be keen at attending myself. So I'm really looking forward to attending the workshop.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
That's
uh,
amazing.
I don't know if I'm allowed to. I don't fall in the age bracket.
Nikita, you already got a participant, but that will be your choice that you allow Gaurav or not.
Yeah, we will connect. We'll connect about after the session. We'll connect Gaurav. Thank you so much. Thank you a lot.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Really good insight, and I appreciate you putting your thoughts. And as you mentioned, everyone has the rights to their own mindset, their own choices. So I appreciate the fact that you've been moonlighting, and you also not appreciate here just alone, but I would really like to acknowledge.
So I was moonlighting.
Yeah.
Just to give you a perspective,
Yes.
I was
Yes.
moonlighting till the point I found my niche and I knew
Correct.
what I wanted to do all my life. So,
Hmm.
so I think that's a
That's
big
important. Yes.
plus of moonlighting is while you're into a safe territory where you're doing a job, you know that there's a fixed dollar value that you're going to get at the end of the month.
Correct. Correct.
You're also ensuring that you're exploring quite a few things. You're in a way you're experimenting with a quite with quite a few things, just to understand if things can work out, cannot work out, and so on and so forth. So
Right.
if it works out for you, you can probably jump onto that and latch it with both hands and see how it goes.
Absolutely.
That's my perspective about it. I mean, you know, that's worked for me. So I
Sure.
personally like to believe that it can work for a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, the other school of thought could be that, I mean, it's not a focused approach, so to say.
Right.
But I think, in today's day and age, you want to take those risks at the right time. And I think uh, if given an opportunity, people should give it a shot. That's my perspective about it.
Right, absolutely, Gaurav. In fact, to be very honest, I have also kind of done moonlighting in my initial days. So, when I started with my first startup, which was a payment gateway, on the parallel, I had to self fund myself, right? Because I was not withdrawing any salary. So, what I did was that I started or launched this training institute. Now, when I launched Training Institute, we were teaching English and IT related subjects, where we were also offering certification courses as well. So that was kind of moonlighting, because I had to support myself financially, right? And it was not kind of me that getting distracted from my primary startup, but then it was just to have some sort of I could also do hirings from there, which was another benefit when I was running that institute. So that was one. And secondly, my institute was never closed. I always kept it on. I had trainers there and everything, so it went on. And I think few years back I was also working with the company, and I was working as a consultant. And initially I was not even moonlighting, because I was not concentrating on the startup, because that was in the autopilot mode and there were people who were taking care of it. So I did not really see the need for me to put my 100% there, or at least 50% there. But still, the company did not have the policy that, for having n number of employments or working with different organizations. So that is when I chose to leave. And in fact, even I took time to explore myself, to see that where would I be a fit, or what is my skill sets, and what is my kind of thing, or what's my niche. I took time with that as well. So until then, I would say that yes, I also kind of moonlighted. But then eventually I realized that yes, focusing on one thing gives more clarity. And as you mentioned, Gaurav, that yes, it's kind of keeps you focused. So Gaurav and Chintan, thank you so much for bringing in your perspective and for the points that you have put. I really appreciate that. And it was amazing interacting with you. And most importantly, thank you so much for being part of my first episode. And this will be happening every Tuesday, same time, 6 to 7 o'clock. So if you want to be a speaker and you want to, have a discussion with me for any topic, then you're more than welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I will be more than happy to invite you, and we will be discussing on whatever topics you suggest and whatever your forte is. I would like to learn from you. And Nikita, thank you so much for coming here and sharing your knowledge. I wish you all the very best for,
Thank you.
the
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you,
no, it
Tushnaa.
was my pleasure. I got to learn so much from you, and all the very best for Level Up Bharat. And I'm very sure you will level up our Bharat, right? And the
Yes.
youth is looking for people like you. They need support. They need the different perspective. They need to understand what the market really needs. They need to come out from that zone where they are kind of having a lot of expectations. They need to come to the reality ground. So I feel and I believe that since you're bringing different programs to them, you are doing amazing, Nikita, and I wish you all the best, you and your team, and to Level Up Bharat. Absolutely. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Nikita, again for coming. I think we have discussed most of it, and
Yeah.
we are done, right? And we will be connecting again soon. If you want to come again, I don't mind at all. So if you have something else as well. And so,
Yes.
everyone, this is it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of Talk with Tushna. I will be seeing you soon next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So, see you guys. Peace.